All right, folks. Well, we're live here. Common Sense Talks. So this is my other channel here. If you guys are new here, thanks for watching. I also have a channel, Common Sense Fishing, where Monday, Wednesday, and Friday we do live streams, but I'm trying to move all that stuff over to this channel eventually and keep Common Sense Fishing mostly about fishing. But here on this channel, we're going to be going over news, opinion, and all kinds of stuff. And I've got some kind of crazy news to report, it's been looking like we've been setting up for World War III now for a long time. You've got something called Lucidity's Trap. You've got the fourth turning. There's just a lot going on right now to discuss. The U.S. Air Force is saying they're prepping for war with China. They're going to be spreading out throughout the Pacific. They're shifting their bomb buying stuff from Middle East type stuff to Pacific stuff. And, there's a lot of changes going on economically. We're due for a major hyperinflation. I've got a couple stories I want to share with you guys, but I want to follow me along if you guys want down this rabbit hole, and let's go check out some stuff here. So first thing I want to show you guys and talk about is going to be so I know right now we can't do share your screen. I've got that set up for my other channel, but I want to bring so you guys are watching me right now, but what I'm going to do is go ahead and bring up some of these stories that I'm talking about and go ahead and play them for you guys, or at least go over some of them so we can, have a conversation about what's coming up ahead. So, and always feel free to comment below. Let me know what you think's going on, what you think's going to happen. So, now I do use a bunch of different sources, but for this particular story, we're going to start with Tim Pool, some of his stories, some of his sources, and I trust his vetting and stuff like that. So first we'll start off with China's been threatening the United States with nuclear war over COVID, and saying that and this is their state-run agency, saying that if you come out and declare the coup came out of the Wuhan lab, then we're going to go ahead and shut you down. As far as we're going to be prepared for nuclear war with you. And they specifically said that if we try to research or look into that idea of the lab leak, that they are basically going to build up their nuclear arsenal to levels that will send a shiver through American elite spines. That's their words. And then that was a few days ago. Now you have the American, the United States, U.S. Air Force coming out and saying that they're, preparing for a conflict with China. And we've been talking about China now for a while now. Sleeper kind of just quietly minding his own business. So you've got Russia over there too. And there's a lot of stuff going on right now with the U.S. dollar, with the fact that we're printing money like it's toilet paper. And when you do that, you're going to have hyperinflation. And back when Bush was president and we were all complained about the deficit and all that, it was only 2.3 or like $3 trillion. Now it's over 20 something, almost 30 trillion. And by the time Biden leaves office in 2024, 2025, hopefully, right, it's going to be over $50 trillion in debt. And according to some inflation clocks, the average American savings right now is $36,000, which seems kind of high because they've been printing money. And they say by 2025, it's going to be almost 500,000. And what that means is not like everybody's all of a sudden going to be rich and have a lot of money, but they're expected in the next 4 years to do more spending than we've done in the last 20-something years. And a lot of people are saying, oh, it's needed, kind of like what FDR did. Well, no, it's not really. we shot ourselves in the foot. We closed the economy down. We could have had a surgical strike. We could have put old people, in quarantine, masks for public or old people. Um, we very quickly learned that the death rate of this thing was below 1%. We very quickly learned a lot of stuff about this. We were only supposed to be shut down for 14 days, and it turned, once they got the approval basically to shut us down for even one day, they took it and ran with it, and it's been well over a year. And a lot of Americans are really divided. You're either scared and you're really paranoid about this virus, and because the media, the left has done a good job lying to you and misinforming you, and or you're not educated enough to research the facts, but or you're sick or old or in not good health, in which I can understand you being afraid. And yes, young, healthy people have died from it, just like they do from the flu. So I'm not trying to medical information here. I'm not trying to say that it is or isn't anything, but my point is that our economy, we crashed it ourselves, and we can't just spin it back up. Especially, you got to understand what like Trump was talking about, America first. You got to understand Trump's been railing about the fact that everything that we really need is made in Mexico, made in China, made in Taiwan, made in somewhere else, right? And especially when a lot of our stuff is made in China, and then we have wars with them as far as like tariff wars, or this pandemic crap breaks out, China shuts down, so they're not producing. And then if they are producing, they're going to produce what they need. They're not going to produce enough for the world, because every dang cheap trinket or everything damn near in the world that China makes for one country, for almost all the countries, because China has like slave labor. And you can look up the Uyghur Muslims, the internment camps, and the genocide that's going on over there right now. But Trump's been calling it. He's been saying that China's, taking our jobs. They've been spying on us. And then even over the last 20 plus years with Bush and especially with Obama, you had a lot of our secrets stolen, Chinese spies taking all of our information and stealing our top secret stuff. And now they're set to become a superpower. If you want to check out something, check out The Fourth Turning and also Lucidity's Trap. Basically, every 80 years, we're due for a world war. We're due for like a giant, massive war, right? Not just this petty little thing. We're due for, a big deal, a big fight. And the thing is that it's almost inescapable, this cycle that it seems the world goes through. No nation state has lasted more than like 250 years before it's at least fell in, before it was rebuilt as something else. And there's just a lot of things going on right now. You've got China is set to become the new world power, like basically overtake us. And most ignorant, dumb Americans don't want to accept this fact, which it is a fact. Within a few short years, China will overtake us as the world's dominant superpower if something isn't changed. And the thing is, well, who are we to go around and be the world's police and tell people this and that? Well, it's either we do it or China does it. Somebody's going to do it. Whoever's the big dog on the block is going to run. And America's done a semi-decent job. In my opinion, I'm going to be critical too. We're always at war, always fiddling in other countries' business. We're constantly invading and destroying stuff. And yet there'll be instances of atrocities that are much worse. So we go into Afghanistan and Iraq when apparently it was Saudi Arabians that did 9/11. But yet we invaded Libya, Iraq, Afghanistan. We took out the leaders of Libya, Egypt. We tried to go after Syria and Iran. I mean, what the hell are we doing? It's like guns, oil, and drugs, opium, all that stuff over there, oil and weapons, guns, right? So God, religion as well. That's what that spells, God, guns, oil, and drugs. So, we haven't, we went into Korea Why'd we go there? We went into Vietnam. Why'd we go there? You know, there's warlords that literally chop off the breasts of African women and mutilate them. And there's mass murder. I mean, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people killed in certain countries around the world. And China is enslaving Uyghur Muslims and got them in internment camps and organ harvesting, way worse than what the Nazis were. I mean, the Nazis were horrible, right? But can you imagine, like, see, the Nazis were just plain killing people. You got the Chinese over here not only killing people, but using them like farm animals and taking their organs out of them. And then you got idiots like the NBA supporting China. And then like wrestlers like John Cena and Disney supporting China. And anything that any of their actors or anything happens that is critical of China, they have to apologize. It's like they care about China more than America. You know why? Because a lot of money comes from China. So you get a company like Facebook, let's say it was built in America, created in America, started in America, grew big in America. Then once it got big, it freaking went all throughout the world. Now it's so big, it could literally just disappear from America, and there's still Facebook in France, Germany, and China, and all over the place, basically, in a sense, right? There's the Facebook versions. So these companies have become global companies and are not beholden to American values, American politics, and they fortify and mess with elections. They do all kinds of crazy stuff. So anyways, the world is looking like all the pawns are being set up, and they have been for a long time, for a major conflict. You want to call the Middle East? The Middle East we killed a lot of people in the Middle East, but the fighting was very localized to the Middle East. We didn't suffer a lot of casualties. The rest of the world hasn't been drug into it, but every 80 years or so, we had the Revolutionary War, we had the Civil War, we had World War I, or World War II, right? And then now we're due for another one. And then you have, again, Thucydides' trap, or the fact that whenever you have two powers that are like competing to be the world power, 14 out of 16 times it has resulted in war. So very high chances that when another country reaches the plateau of overtaking or tying America as a dominant force in the world, like I say, any place in the world, throughout history, it is 14 out of 16 times it has led to war. When the world has like a superpower, like Rome, like the Roman Empire, right? And then another superpower rises, it always ends in war. 14 out of 16 times. So it's looking like we're about there. You've got printing money like it's toilet paper. So the economy is it is just on the brink of collapse, major. The stock market is through the roof like it shouldn't be when nobody's working and none of these companies are, you know, it's just so crazy. You know, the housing market, houses are worth more than they should. Nobody's working or has a ton of money. How are houses worth so much? Homes that were worth 40, 50, 60 grand in these flyover states are now worth 200,000, 175. You know, $150 to $250,000 home in a countryside California home, like in an area where I live, now worth 400, 450. What the hell is going on? It doesn't. Lumber is up like over 1,200% or some astronomical number. You know, a piece that was, 20, $3 or $4 is now like $20 almost. A piece that was 20 is like 100. It's like they can't build anything right now, and any building costs are going to go through the roof. Just it's all tied together. So, gas prices are on the rise. Because Biden shut down pipelines, cut coal mining stuff, came in and reversed everything, and immediately you see gas prices shoot up. Open borders, free this and free that. The whole 9 months before the election, every Democrat and their mom promising amnesty and citizenship and free Medi-Cal and free welfare and free college. You don't think that's going to want the whole world to come here even more than they already do? And then you have during a pandemic, supposedly, you have people stuffed inside cages, like you were claiming, who was, and they're living in underpasses and camps. And then in the middle of the night, at 2 or 3 in the morning and 1 in the morning, they're shipping them, the feds too, not even the local officials, they're shipping them to states and counties all throughout America without permission, just dumping a gang of illegal immigrants off everywhere. And it's just freaking nuts. The world, I mean, America is going nuts. And I mean, I'm watching it unfold, and it's just very crazy to see, like, that, and then to see half of America support it. Like, it's super nuts. Like, you actually have a huge swath of Americans that are basically socialists now, that just want free everything. They blame the white man for everything. They blame, it's so nuts. It's crazy. It's like, look, dude, yeah, there's problems, but America is like the best freaking country in the world. Go anywhere else, look anywhere else. The world is a dark, scary place, and only some countries are pretty damn good. But even out of those, America is like a shining beacon of hope. You go to France, and France is mostly French people. And if you notice, the Nigerians and the people and the Middle Easterners, the Muslims that came over for migration and all, because they're so nice and lefty, what did they do? They shoved them into these little ghettos and neighborhoods, and then didn't give them any help. So now they can't get jobs, they can't assimilate with, and they're very much segregated. There's a lot of racism, anger, and hatred. You go to any country, what's Mexico filled with Mexicans? What's Russia filled with Russians? What's China filled with Chinese? What do you think Germany's filled with Germans? Now, yeah, there's a mixing pool in each one of these countries, but America is a true blending pot, and you get people whining and bitching like it's going to be 100% perfect. No, we can always strive to make it better, but we don't burn down buildings with police officers in them because my feelings hurt. You know what I mean? It's just so freaking nuts to watch. And then you get half of America supporting these assholes that are running around burning and looting and stuff. I mean, it's so crazy. So anyways, like I said, I plan on bringing better stuff to you guys. I mean, we're going to be having the share the screen stuff, all the stuff I do at Common Sense Fishing. We're going to be bringing that kind of stuff here. I'm updating cameras, audio equipment soon. Again, this is just my little channel that I'm trying to grow. So if you get a chance, smash that like button, subscribe, make sure you're part of the little crew. And we welcome you here on Common Sense Talks. And again, even if we disagree, the one thing that I think is very different about a conservative or an independent, and very few liberals or Democrats are like this now, is we can agree to disagree. But on the other side, you're a racist, you're a supremacist, you're a phobe, a istophobe, a thatophobe, and you're the bane of all existence, And, it's sad, just like you got stories of that Yale psychiatrist professor or whatever saying that she wanted to just kill white men and white people specifically and just put a gun to their head and blow their heads off. And she's like a teacher and a doctor. And it's like, how does, I don't know, man, I don't know. The world is crazy. All I could say is, in the meantime, and yours, make sure you're, taking care of your family, your friends. And when you see a chance to do good and do positive, do it. When you see a chance to lead by example, do it. When you see a chance to bridge the gap and conversate, as long as it's not going to go bad, do it. We really need to figure out some kind of way to come together and bridge this gap, or the only thing coming towards America is World War III or Civil War II. Because the point is, united we stand, divided we fall. So if the world's not, look at, either the world's going to get crazier and we're going to go towards World War III with China, Russia, Iran, North Korea. There's already an axis and allied forces, basically, just like in World War I and II. Everybody's already drawn up sides, basically. Like, you're going to play a dodgeball game, and all the teams are standing on the side, and everybody has the balls, and just are waiting for the coach to blow the whistle. And that's what it seems like. So if that happens, unfortunately and fortunately, that may bring America together to unify against a true nemesis, a true cause of problem, not just some stupid like, oh, my feelings is hurt. We need to combat my racism, and Pride Month and there's a Black History Month, there's Pride, Gay Pride. They're gonna end up with every this and that month, and I ain't gonna say it. Why ain't there a white month? Why can't it be okay to be? And I'm not even freaking white. I'm mixed race, dude. But it's like it's so it's so nuts. Like I don't know. It's just we're like I said, if World War III happens, that's a very bad thing. Very, very bad. One of the worst possible, almost civil war might even be better. But if a World War III happens, that would probably keep us from tearing each other's faces off for another 5, 20, 10, 20 years at least. But the fact that we let it get here, how the hell did we let it get here? Race relations were getting so much better. How did it get like this? I mean, I know it was never perfect, but how the hell did we so quickly spiral from electing a black president to every white man is racist, to white fragility, to white privilege, to white males, or every damn show and movie now has a freaking LGBT character. When they're only 3% or less of the population, shouldn't only 3% of the shows have them then? I mean, if you wanted equal representation, why does 75% of the shows have an LGBTQ character? It's just, you're just pushing it and shoving it down our throat, our kids' throat. They're teaching them now. The drag queen episode on freaking, what was it, PBS or something, with little kids watching drag queens and stuff. What the hell have we let this come to? And I'll say the only people that are calling this crap out are conservatives and independents. Everyone else seems to think it's okay to have drag queens lap dance around a 5-year-old. I don't know how you could put yourself on that side of the line, let's say, and call yourself like, and think that everything's okay. It's like, but that's my point. You see how easy it is to divide, how easy it is to ostracize, and and that's probably how they feel about us, so to speak, right? But that's the point, is it's got to stop, and I'll tell you what, at least someone on this side of the spectrum will have the conversation. On the other side, you're just called names, or they won't even talk to you. Well, I hope through my wide reach of fishing that I'm able to maybe reach a few different people to get to see some different perspectives. I'm always open to conversations. I'm always open to different opinions and views. And believe it or not, my views and opinions have changed quite a bit throughout life for a lot of things. And I'm super willing to listen to facts and develop a critical, assessment of what I hear, critical thinking skills and common sense, right? So, I think, again, if you guys are paying attention, pay attention to what's going on financially with the markets, with your home price, with Bitcoin and Dogecoin. Pay attention to what's going on with stocks. Pay attention to what's going on with unemployment. Look around you. Does it seem like the world is getting back together or back to normal when you still can't go in certain places without wearing a mask? When you go somewhere and they won't let you in because half the restaurant's full, and because of stupid rules, they can't only have so many people in there. I mean, how are they going to make money? Normally, let's say last year or the year before and every other year, they could have 300 people in there, and let's say they'd have on average 100 or 120, and that was now they're only allowed 30 or 40. I mean, you're damaging what they can provide to the community, you're damaging their income, and you're going to cause prices to go up because now there's less customers that can fit in that restaurant every hour. Every day they can serve less customers, but they still need to pay the same bills, if not more. People are just not too bright. I don't know. So, but I'll tell you what, there's the silver lining in this is that with this coup and everybody being stuck at home, I think there's a lot more online researching, online conversations happening, and hopefully we can affect some change. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed my little live stream today on Common Sense Talks. We're going to go ahead and jump off here for a bit. I've got a live stream coming up at 5 on Common Sense Fishing, or sorry, 6 o'clock. And we're going to be drawing a winner. We're going to be using the share my screen stuff. So make sure you head on over and check it out today at 6 o'clock. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 6 to 9 or 7 to 9, depending on when I could get here. Since I'm here early today, we're going to go ahead and give you guys a full episode. So we'll catch you guys later. And thanks for watching Common Sense Talks. Make sure you smash that subscribe button, and we'll catch you on the next one.